The internet is in total shock right now because after weeks of silence, Chrissy Lampkin has finally broken her silence, and her words are sending shockwaves through the hip-hop world. Just days after 50 Cent went off on Jim Jones with that viral warning message. Everyone's been wondering how Chrissy would respond. Well, she didn't hold back this time. People thought this drama had already peaked. But Chrissy just flipped the story upside down. Sources close to her claim she's been watching everything unfold. 50 Cent's rant, Jim's reaction, the endless gossip, and now she's ready to set the record straight. What she revealed about her relationship, loyalty, you say? And the real truth behind 50 Cent's message is deeper than anyone expected. Fans are divided. Some say she's finally standing up for herself. Others believe she just exposed Jim in the worst way possible. But one thing's clear. This moment could change everything for Chrissy and Jim. Stay tuned. Because what you're about to hear isn't just another celebrity clapback. It's the emotional confession that has the entire internet talking. And trust me, Johnny, by the end of this video, you'll see why Chrissy's words might be the final straw that ends it all. For weeks, social media has been a battlefield. Ever since 50 Cent called out Jim Jones in that viral video, warning him about talking too much and playing dangerous games, the hip-hop world hasn't been able to stop talking. Fans have been dissecting every word, every post, every reaction. But the one person everyone was waiting to hear from stayed silent. Chrissy Lampkin. She's been through it all with Jim. Years of love, loyalty, public heartbreaks, and reality TV cameras capturing every single argument. People thought she was done speaking, tired of being in the middle of Jim's endless drama. But deep down, Chrissy was just waiting for the right moment. And that moment has finally come. In a quiet but powerful video that surfaced online late last night, Chrissy finally decided to address the chaos. She didn't raise her voice, she didn't throw shade, but her tone said everything. "I've been quiet for too long," she said. "Everyone has their opinions, everyone has their stories. But only I know what really happens behind closed doors." Those few words were enough to break the internet. Within minutes, blogs, YouTube channels, and gossip pages went wild. Chrissy finally speaks out. Chrissy exposes Jim. 50 Cent was right. Headlines everywhere. But what did she actually mean? And why now? To understand the weight of Chrissy's words, we need to rewind a bit. Jim and Chrissy's relationship has always been one of the most talked about in hip-hop culture. From Love and Hip Hop, New York, to interviews, to viral clips, we've all seen the ups and downs. For years, Chrissy stood by Jim's side, defending him, protecting him, even proposing to him when he wouldn't make a move. But that loyalty came with pain, broken promises, public humiliation, and constant rumors about Jim's behavior now. After 50 Cent's harsh warning calling out Jim for his alleged ties, disloyalty, and behind-the-scenes drama, Chrissy found herself in the middle once again. And this time, she wasn't having it. She said something that stopped everyone in their tracks. Loyalty isn't about who you defend in public. It's about who you can still look at in private when everything falls apart. Those words hit differently. Fans started connecting dots. Was Chrissy admitting there's trouble at home? Was she indirectly confirming 50 Cent's claims? It all started when 50 Cent went live during a podcast, firing shots at Jim Jones without naming him directly, but everyone knew who he was talking about. Some people forget who helped them. Some people start believing their own lies, 50 said. When you start playing both sides, that's when you lose everything. The internet exploded. Old clips resurfaced their past Beef Dipset versus G-Unit drama. Even old street rumors that fans thought were buried. Jim Jones clapped back subtly, posting cryptic messages and photos, hinting that he wasn't scared. But what really caught people's attention wasn't Jim's response, it was Chrissy's silence. And now, hearing her speak after all this time, fans believe she's saying more between the lines than in her actual words. Insiders claim that Chrissy's video wasn't just about defending herself. It was about reclaiming her voice. For too long, people have painted her as just Jim's girl. But her tone in this new message felt different, independent, powerful, and emotional. She said, "I'm not here to expose anyone. I'm just here to tell my truth. And my truth is that I've been hurt, I've been loyal, and I've been quiet while everyone else was talking." Fans flooded the comments with support. "We love you, Chrissy. Stay strong." She's done protecting him. This is the realest thing she's ever said. Verse. However, thinks she's preparing for something bigger. Maybe a breakup, a Talal interview, or even a new reality project. Whatever it is, it's clear. Chrissy is no longer playing the background role. Within hours, Chrissy was trending across social media. Even major pages reposted her video. 50 Cent, never one to miss a moment, threw more fuel on the fire. He posted a photo of himself smirking with the caption, "Didn't I tell y'all?" The truth always comes out. That one post had everyone going crazy. Fans started tagging Jim Jones, asking for his response. But Jim stayed silent. No posts, no stories, nothing. And that silence only made things more suspicious, according to sources close to the couple. Things between Jim and Chrissy have been tense for months. The public sees smiles. But behind the scenes, arguments have been constant, especially over loyalty, respect, and business moves. One insider said Chrissy's tired. She's been holding everything down for years. But after 50's message, it made her look at things differently. Apparently, Chrissy's message wasn't just about 50 Cent or social media. It was personal. She's standing at a crossroads. Stay loyal to the man she's loved for years, or finally walk away for good. And judging by her tone, this might be the beginning of the end. Right now, fans are waiting for Jim's next move. Will he defend himself? Will he speak up for Chrissy? Or will he ignore it all like he always does? One thing's certain, this situation is far from over. Because when a woman like Chrissy, who's been silent for so long, finally decides to speak, it's never random. There's always a reason. And that reason might just change everything we thought we knew about her, about Jim, and even about the hip-hop world around them. So buckle up, because in the next part of this story, we'll dive deeper into the real reason behind Chrissy's message and what 50 Cent might have just exposed that pushed her to the edge. After Chrissy's emotional message spread across every platform, things started to take a darker turn. The silence from Jim Jones wasn't just confusing, it was loud. Fans began to question why Jim, who's usually quick to defend himself, suddenly disappeared from social media. Some thought it was guilt. Others believed he was strategizing, waiting for the storm to pass before making his move. But insiders say something much deeper is happening behind the scenes. According to people close to the couple, Jim didn't expect Chrissy to speak out. He felt blindsided, even betrayed. For years, he's controlled the narrative, always appearing as the strong one. The street-certified Harlem rapper who doesn't let emotion show. But this time, Chrissy's words hit him in a place fame couldn't protect. She spoke from the heart. And it exposed a crack in their bond that fans hadn't seen before. Late-night reports suggest that Jim confronted Chrissy privately after her video went viral. Witnesses claim voices were raised, and the energy in their home was tense. One insider revealed Jim felt like she embarrassed him in front of the world. He kept saying she should have come to him first, not the internet. But Chrissy, for once, didn't back down. She's tired of protecting a man who, in her eyes, stopped protecting her a long time ago. Meanwhile, 50 Cent kept adding pressure. On Instagram, he posted another cryptic message. Sometimes silence is louder than words. That one line reignited everything. Fans flooded the comments, tagging both Chrissy and Jim, calling it a direct jab. Whether 50 meant it or not, the internet turned it into a full-blown war. Everyone wanted to know what Jim was hiding and why Chrissy suddenly seemed ready to walk away. In one podcast appearance, a former industry friend of Jim's hinted that 50's comments weren't random. He knew something. 50 doesn't just talk, the guest said. He knows the kind of circles Jim's been moving in. When he warns somebody, it's because he's seen the play before. Those words spread like wildfire. Suddenly, it wasn't just a relationship issue, it was an industry scandal. People started digging into old interviews, resurfacing videos from the early Dipset days, and piecing together timelines that made the story even messier. Through all of this, Chrissy stayed quiet again. No new posts, no comments, nothing. But her silence this time didn't feel like weakness. It felt intentional. Like she had said what she needed to say and was now watching everything unfold exactly as she expected. Fans noticed it too. "She's calm now because she already made her decision," one user wrote. Another said, "When a woman goes quiet after speaking her truth, that's when you should be worried." Then came the biggest twist. A leaked recording began circulating online, allegedly from someone inside Jim's team. In the clip, a man's voice can be heard arguing about trust, betrayal, and loyalty. While the voices aren't clearly identified, fans are convinced it's Jim talking to one of his closest associates. He can be heard saying, "They trying to make me look like the bad guy, but they don't know what really happened between me and her." Whether real or not, the clip added more fuel to the fire. Within hours, gossip outlets picked it up. Titles like "Leaked Audio Reveals Jim's Breakdown" and "Chrissy's Confession Finally Makes Sense" started trending. The internet was eating it up, dissecting every word, every tone, every possible hidden meaning. But what stood out wasn't the argument, it was the emotion in Jim's voice. For once, he didn't sound like the confident rapper fans knew. He sounded like a man losing control of his world. As all of this chaos unfolded, fans began showing overwhelming support for Chrissy. Her name flooded timelines with messages like, "We're proud of you, and you deserve peace." Even some celebrities subtly backed her, reposting quotes about self-worth and knowing when to walk away, whether intentional or not. The timing spoke volumes. Behind the scenes, people close to 50 Cent hinted that he wasn't done either. A source close to G-Unit claimed that 50 was planning to drop another message addressing industry snakes, and everyone knew who that was about. It felt like the calm before another explosion, the kind that could ruin reputations and shift power in the hip-hop world once again. Meanwhile, Jim was spotted alone at an event in New York, noticeably without Chrissy. Cameras caught him looking distant, barely smiling, and refusing to answer questions about their situation. Paparazzi shouted questions like, "Where's Chrissy?" and "Are you two done for good?" But he just kept walking. That clip went viral instantly. People online started calling it the end of an era. The couple that once defined loyalty and love in hip-hop now looked like they were falling apart in real time. And in the middle of it all, 50 Cent stood untouched, watching, smirking. POSTING, cryptic quotes, like a chess master who already knew how the game would end. Still, some fans believe Chrissy and Jim aren't done yet. They think this might be their breaking point before a big comeback, maybe even another reality TV deal. But others say it's over. Chrissy's tone was final. Her words were heavy. And her silence now speaks louder than anything she's ever said. Every day, new theories pop up about secret deals, old betrayals, and hidden truths that 50 Cent allegedly hinted at years ago. And as this drama keeps unfolding, one thing is becoming clearer than ever. This isn't just about gossip anymore. It's about pride, power, and pain. Because when love and fame collide, somebody always ends up getting exposed. And in this story, it looks like the truth is finally catching up to everyone, whether they're ready or not. Days passed after the leaked audio, but the storm refused to calm down. Jim Jones still hadn't made a public statement, and that silence was starting to speak louder than anything he could have said. Every fan page, gossip blog, and podcast had only one topic: what really happened between Jim and Chrissy, and why 50 Cent was so confident that the truth always comes out. Late one night, a clip surfaced online showing Chrissy stepping out with her friends in Miami. She looked calm, collected, and glowing, like someone who had finally let go of years of stress. Cameras followed her as paparazzi shouted questions. "Chrissy, are you done with Jim? What do you think about 50's comments?" But she didn't say a word, just smiled, got into her car, and drove off. That short clip went viral within hours. Fans said she looked free, like a woman who had finally taken her power back. But while Chrissy was glowing, Jim was crumbling. Reports began to surface that he'd been avoiding interviews, skipping public events, and distancing himself from old friends. One of his longtime associates even told a podcast host, "Jim's not himself right now. The pressure's heavy, the internet, 50s jabs, Chrissy walking away, it's too much." Behind the scenes, insiders claimed that Jim was desperate to talk to Chrissy to explain himself. But Chrissy wasn't answering. She had gone completely silent. No messages, no calls, nothing. That's when fans realized this wasn't just another argument. This was real. Years of love, loyalty, and pain were finally coming to an end. Meanwhile, 50 Cent did what 50 Cent does best. He added fuel to the fire. He posted a photo of himself with the caption, "Some lessons come too late." That single line had the internet on fire again. People believed he was talking about Jim, implying that the rapper was now learning what loyalty really meant the hard way. Soon after, close friend of Chrissy revealed something shocking during a live stream. She said Chrissy had been planning to walk away for months, long before 50 Cent said anything. She was tired, the friend admitted. She stayed because she believed in him, but she couldn't carry the weight anymore. When 50 spoke out, it was just the final push she needed. Those words changed everything. Suddenly, fans saw the bigger picture. This wasn't about 50 exposing Jim. It was about Chrissy finally realizing that she didn't have to stay in a situation that no longer gave her peace. 50's message just gave her the courage to do what she had already decided in her heart. By now, the hip-hop community was split in two. Some sided with Jim, calling Chrissy's silence disrespectful. Others praised her strength, saying she deserved peace after years of public drama. But regardless of whose side people were on, everyone agreed on one thing. This was the end of an era. Jim finally broke his silence in a late night Instagram Live that shocked everyone. His tone was tired, emotional, and vulnerable. "People think they know everything," he said. "They don't know what it's like to build something with somebody and watch it fall apart in front of the whole world." He didn't name Chrissy or 50, but his pain was clear. "I ain't perfect," he continued, "but I always kept it real. Maybe that's not enough anymore." The comments section exploded. Thousands of fans flooded the live, some begging him to apologize, others accusing him of deflecting. But deep down, it was obvious. This was a man realizing too late what he had lost. Not long after that live, Chrissy posted one final message on her Instagram story. It was just a simple quote. "Sometimes love means letting go." No tags, no captions, no drama. But it said everything. That story stayed up for 24 hours. And when it disappeared, Chrissy deactivated her account completely. Fans were heartbroken. "She's really done this time," one wrote. "After all those years, she's finally choosing herself." In the weeks that followed, 50 Cent moved on to new ventures. But fans couldn't stop bringing up the situation. Podcasts kept replaying Chrissy's message. Gossip blogs kept analyzing Jim's reaction, and people online debated who was really to blame. But the truth is, nobody won. Not Jim, not Chrissy, not even 50. Because at the end of the day, it was a story about love breaking under pressure, about fame destroying trust, and about loyalty being tested in public for the world to judge. Chrissy's silence now feels like peace, the kind of peace that comes after surviving years of chaos. And Jim's quietness feels like regret, the kind that lingers long after the cameras stop rolling in the end. This isn't just celebrity gossip anymore. It's a reminder that no matter how much money, fame, or power someone has, love will always be fragile when honesty is missing. And as for Chrissy and Jim, maybe one day they'll cross paths again, not as the couple that fought the world together, but as to people who finally found peace apart. Because sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing at all. If you made it this far, you already know this story isn't just about fame or drama. It's about real people, real emotions, and choices that change everything. What do you think, Johnny? Did Chrissy finally make the right move by walking away? Or did Jim deserve another chance? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one of them. And don't forget, hit that like button if you felt this story hit deep. Subscribe if you don't want to miss the next update. And turn on the notification bell. Because the next chapter in this saga is going to shock everyone. Trust me. You don't want to miss what's coming next. Until next time, stay real, stay curious, and remember, in the world of fame and love, truth always finds its way out.